day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I'm going to be making a card based on a video I watched yesterday by Natasha Foote. She made a fancy fold. It's a triangle fold card. And of course, hers was the A2 size card, so I want to make one for a 5x7. And I have already made one today to work out my dimensions, and I'll show you that one later. But for this one, you need lightweight cardstock. You don't want the heavy base weight because you need 2 pieces of 10 inches by 7 inches, scored at the 5-inch line, fold it, crease it with your bone folder, and you need 2 of those. And then I'm using a piece of red cardstock. This is the heavier weight, but that doesn't matter. This measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, pardon me. And then I have a piece of white cardstock. This is 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. And then I have this fancy frame die. I don't remember where I got this one from, but it does a lacy edged rectangle. This rectangle measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So you don't need anything lacy. You could cut it to those dimensions and then just trim it with your decorative scissors. And then a piece of white that is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. We're going to start by making our triangle. So all you need to do for this is get out your cutting mat, and I'm going to set these aside so I can show you. You're going to take your one card, and where your fold line is, you're going to cut from the fold line to the very corner. Just make a triangular cut, just like that. And do the same exact thing with your other card. Corner to the fold corner. And then these are going to get put together like this. Just like that. Okay? And now I'm going to do the same to my 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 piece of red. I'm just going to go corner to corner. And I like my cutter because I can line up this thin wire that's in there. Get my corners. Just like that. And then the same with that white piece. Corner to corner. No fancy measuring. Just corner to corner. Okay. Done cutting. That easy. Now I'm going to glue these reds down. Because why not? We'll get that over and done with, and then I won't have to worry about losing these pieces later on and go, where did I put those red triangles? And I'm just going to put one on here. And now I'm going to glue the white card inside so that I can make sure I have my red piece together. Now, if you had really long pieces of paper, you wouldn't need to cut this. But I don't. I just have the regular 8 1/2 by 11. And I just want to make sure that those are lined up just so. And now I'll put my red corner down. Fairly straightforward card today. Well, if my glue bottle would work. The only real in-depth thing is I'm going to do a little bit of stenciling, and that's not going to take a lot of time either. And I'm just kind of trying to even that up. Part of this will be hidden. Now I'm just going to set this aside, and I'm going to use a large acrylic block that I'm just going to set on top of there just to let it dry. Now, on these white pieces, I'm just going to stencil them. And oh, I had a rhinestone stuck to my finger. How about that? I'm just going to get out my Waffle flower grit mat here. And yes, they do get stained and quite ugly looking, but they are wonderful and work great. Okay. I just want to make sure my triangles are going in different directions, and it doesn't really matter. I am going to use the GinaK Harvest Flourish stencil. And if I have it right here, let's see. just had it a second ago. There it is. Right where I wanted to put it. All right. Yeah, I want this one down in the bottom. And I'm going to take soft stone, light gray, get a gray blending brush here. And I want this to be noticeable, but not in your face. So I'm just going to do a medium hand, meaning I'm putting light pressure on it. And it doesn't go all the way, so I'm just going to pick it up and add little fleur-de-lis in the corners. That one's done. And let's see. And this one needs to go that way. And I just put my finger right on the ink pad. That's okay. It's only the second day of the new year. I can do that kind of stuff. And the same for up here. Now this one's going to be a little bit more noticeable in this top corner. So I'm just going to make that a little bit more designed where you can see it. A lot of this one will be covered up. Okay, done with that. And I'm just going to use the tidy towel here to clean off this stencil. This is one of my favorite background stencils, this Harvest Flourish. Okay. And done with the stencil mat for now. We'll be stenciling again in just a moment. Now these I'm going to put down. This one's going to go down here. It doesn't matter which one goes where, but if you do like I did and put this one a little lighter, simply because a lot of it will be hidden, go for it. Or you could even have these as two different colors. It's a good thing we're covering that up. I guess this is the day I should have just started over, you know. But it was a beautiful day for me. I woke up and there's like 8.5 inches of snow outside. It's calm. It was peaceful. School had a 2-hour delay, so that wasn't too bad. Well, my goodness, yes. Okay, this is a day that we should just start over. All right, that's all for now. Now I'm going to get this white piece and I'm going to stamp on it. And I'm going to be using, I picked through several different stamp sets today, then I finally decided on this Altenew. This is the Flutter and Bloom. I have used this stamp set before. I really like this floral design. And it comes with a stencil, which makes it even nicer and quicker to color. All right. And I'm just going to use the VersaFine Clear Nocturne. You can use any ink for this because I'm going to be ink blending and not using alcohol inks. This just happens to be my preferred black, and I just keep it on my desk at all times. Unless I hide it, and then, you know, then I don't know where it's at. Okay. That is currently it for stamping. I will be stamping again in just a little bit, the same with the ink blending. Now I will get my stencil mat back out. I'm not going to take the stencil for this. And I'm going to color it. Now this is a multi-layered stencil. And it's really hard to see. This is on this Altenew set. You see you've got this really big flower up here. That's the A flower. And this is the B flower down here. And I might as well put that away while I'm thinking of it. And I want to color the bee flower. So I'm going to line this up. And this is going to be a Valentine card, so I'm going to use reds. Now, this particular red is GinaK's Red Velvet. And I do have that ink here. And let me get another scrap piece, just to clean off whatever might be already on my brush. I just want a light layer for this one. Make it more pinkish than actual red. That's layer 1. And look how pretty that is. Now, this one, I'm going to clean this off because this one you use the whole stencil for the different parts. So now, okay, line up the flower. That's always the fun part. Same red. I'm going to go a little bit heavier handed to make this a darker pinkish red. Yeah. All right. This shows you can use the same color and just get different variations just by how you press, how hard or not you press on it. Now, this one I'm going to do, where did, oh, this one. And I think I'm going to go back with, no, I'm going to want this one. I'm going to press a little harder. This one's going to be deeper. And let's see how bad that looks. Oh, that actually looks good. Okay. So that the flowers end up being a pinkish red instead of a dark red. And I'll wash that off under the water later. Now, part 2 of this stencil. Okay. The leaves. Gonna put you on pause. Oh, no. Here it is, I believe. I believe this is, yep, this is the right one. Okay. Now for the, I would normally use GinaK inks for this, but I pulled out my Tim Holtz Distress Oxide today for the card I made earlier, and I really like that green because it's more muted. So I'm using the Bundled Sage. Well, this is a day, I tell you. Okay, now I'm going to go light for this one. I just like, I like this sage. I haven't used it very often, hardly at all. But I think I'll be using it more now. And I got some red on there that I didn't want. I should have got my ink eraser. This is a mono sand eraser. It worked really good. But I am going to take a little bit and put here because I don't want to get some green on the edge. All right, now I'm going to go a heavier hand. So that I have like a two-tone. Yes. Okay, now the last layer on this one is the center. And if I can get that right, that's beast. Oh, it goes this way. Let's cover that up. And I'll get my red back. All right. I'm going to use some gold in here in a little bit, but I still want to put some red in there in case my gold doesn't fill it up totally. Now you could use, oh, lunar paste would be beautiful in here. But I would have to let it dry before I put the card together. So I may do that afterwards, but I think my gold pen will work great. All right, now it should give me a very dark red center. Yes, it did. All right. Oh, and I did get some green up here. Yeah, one of those days, but you know, that's why I don't edit out my videos, because I want you to see that we all have good and not so good days at ink coloring and blending and card making. No one is perfect. All right, now, since I erased on there, I'm just going to use a little bit of water and squirt on here. And then I'll take this mat over to the sink later and give it a good washing. Now I just dropped my tidy towel. I tell you, there it is. And I better tidy up my fingers because I've got ink all over. Done stencil. Well, and pulled out my mat. Call this one the Comedy of Errors Day for Crafting. But I'm having fun. That's the purpose of this channel, was to get my stuff out, use it. I mean, I bought this stuff for a reason, right? And if I can inspire somebody else to get their stuff out, even if you don't have the same stamp and die sets, you use what you have. As I said, if you don't have this decorative edged rectangle, make your own rectangle and then cut it with scissors or leave it straight. Use a paper punch to do an edge. All right, now this is going to go on here down at the bottom. And I'm going to stamp up here. Now I liked, this is by Simon Says Stamps. This is Poppy Field. And I like this Love You. I'm not sure where I want to put it. But I also like this Love You Always. So I have a few things here that I want to use. And then I also have a Happy Valentine's Day one here. So I want to put some different stamp things on here before I bling up my card. This one says Be Mine. I like that one for Valentine. So we're going to stamp Be Mine. This is from that same Flutter and Bloom set that I'm using for everything else. Just got to get my stamping board here. And I want to put the Be Mine right down here. That's good. Now to do a sentiment for the top. I'm just going to get the backing for this so I can read what's on here better. None of those. I do like this Love You. Love You with all my heart up here at the top. Okay. Now is the tricky part. I'm going to put this card in my platform, and this is about where this is going to go down here. Now I got to figure out how to get the Love You. Now, if I put the Love You, let's see, right there, with all my heart. If I get with all my heart down first, you can move this around. You don't want to move this up. You could. In fact, I might do that right now. The other one, I'll show you. This is a sympathy card I made. And I used grays and black with the same stamp set, but with the Simon Says Sympathy Sentiment. But the way this card opens up, you can then stand it. Because your heavy base is on the bottom. You wouldn't have to, I'm not thinking I'm liking this layout better. Okay, so this one's going to be down here. So this one will not open up like it will. It won't stand. So if I put the Love You right there, I want it just on the edge. It's just going to be a fancy fold card instead of a stand-up fancy fold card. And I don't believe I've used this stamp before, so I'm going to condition it. Slide that down. Do one more inking on there. Oh, yes, that's good. All right. And then with all my heart, it's right here. And I have with all my heart, we'll go right there if I. Perfect. Okay. Again, condition that one. Make sure that's stuck down in the corner. That came out nice the first time. Okay. Done stamping. Now we just need to bling this up. Now this one, since it's going to be up here on the top, I'm going to pop it up a little bit. Instead of using glue, I'm going to use foam tape. And just go from like corner, almost corner to corner. Put a piece here. And then a piece in here. You never know what you're going to end up with once you start. And I want to make sure that my tape is going to be all on there. And it is. All right, that's good. You don't want to tape over the bottom or your card won't open. But if that's after today, if that's the goal you're going for, well then go for it. Tape it shut. Make somebody work to open it up. Okay, now I'm going to bling this up. I'm going to use my gold. This is our T-Stro permanent marker point pen in gold. Is that straight? Yep, that's straight. And I'm going to fill in the center of the flower. This is a really bright, shiny gold iridescent paint pen. Well, and I think I've pretty much used this one up. There we go. Now I have a new Stickles. This one is Stardust. I have a few more coming in the mail. I got several white ones through my Amazon links, and I want to see which one looks better or on different papers. This one is more of a clear. It has just a little bit of pinky and blue glitter with a hint of gold, more like an Aurora Borealis, but it just gives enough shine without really changing the color too much. And you just need a little bit on each petal. You don't need to use a whole lot of it. I'm just scribbling it on and then rubbing it around with my brush. And I really like that bundled sage for the leaves. Now I'm going to add just a few little rhinestone embellishments because why not? And I'm going to keep them the silver. We're going to have silver and gold. Get these off. I'm going to put one here. Now it's got that little tail of glue. Get that that down. And we'll put one over there. Wow. Okay, comedy of errors day today. I hope I can give everyone a laugh. We need a laugh. And if you can't laugh at yourself, what's the point? All right, that is my card for today. I really want to thank Natasha for showing how to do this fold. Now see, now that I've done this, it does still stand up, but it's a little top heavy. But it's a really nice, fun fold card. And I could see you could stamp inside here, do a little bit of the stenciling if you wanted to. You could even put something back here, like a little flower coming off. And then that's a sympathy card I did. Same design elements, just using different colors. Gives you two different looks. Thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.